Yeah, I looked at the underneath of that thing right next to a Raptor, and I couldn't believe the Raptor's trailing arms were like this, and the TRX trailing arms were like that.
That thing was so
it was
strengthened underneath that I never felt anything I came down.
It was seriously built like a dump truck underneath it, fully box frame, and you look at the Raptor and you go, oh, they cheaped out here and they cheaped out there.
And the Raptor was damn good. I played at Hughes.
It was a damn good truck. The first generation was a damn good truck.
This thing is 200 plus horsepower more. I mean, I'm serious. After I went and played, 8.6 miles per gallon. And that's where it stayed the rest of the week.
Yeah.
As I'm going to prime scenes, 8.6. So 2 Phillips within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Now I got a hybrid, and I ain't gonna run it dry.
Yeah.
But it ain't fun. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's okay, but it's not fun.
Comfortable at least?
Oh, extremely. And it's actually got room for 6 people if the third row doesn't really mind sort of sitting on the floor. But it's just...
If you drive that thing tough, after about
That's a hybrid. Now, there's an electric that actually does something.
If you drive it tough, you'll notice that the power steering, because it's electric, starts to wear out. After about 3 or 4 good turns, then you can really start to... It'll make 3 or 4 really good, because we have one of those. But after about a couple minutes of that, then you can really start to feel it in the wheel. You're like, oh, it wore out.
Yeah.
That fluid's got to cool off.
How many of those did they make?
I don't know, but I hear they're selling them now. There's 84 grand, and they're selling them for over 100. Dealer marking them up that high. So. Oh, here comes the ball man. Twice in a day, at least the weather's nice.
So we meet again today. Hey, stand by for a briefing. Thank you.
Graceful like a swan.
Tried the Hamlin on the right.
No, but I certainly had a bunch of them, including the 392 version, which is actually pretty dang good. Again, being as ancient as it is, but I'm waiting. That'll be the last Hellcat.
Yeah.
I think they're going to make that.
Yeah. They have a 2021 version.
Yeah. In fact, it just came out late 2020, so I'm waiting for that. And then there's a Corvette coming. We have to take the other one out of service. One of my buddies here in Jacksonville got both convertible and whereas the other guy and I didn't get either.
You're good.
Ready?
You're good. Everyone's right? Yes, sir.
Good evening. I'm Sergeant Steve Rudloff with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Today at approximately 3:20, Jacksonville Fire Rescue and the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office responded to the 4200 block of Redwood Avenue in reference to a person injured. Upon arrival, they found a white male, 35 to 40 years old, trapped under an industrial tree stump grinder. Sadly, This individual was transported to UF Health where he died from his injuries. At this time, we know the employee was working by himself in a backyard of a residence using the industrial tree stump grinder between a house and a hedge line. At some point, he got trapped underneath the stump grinder. He called out for help. Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and Fire Rescue responded. In unfortunate events, he did pass away. At this point, this is an active investigation with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and OSHA.
Did he get trapped underneath, or was it running and then do damage to him physically?
He got trapped underneath. Do not know the full extent of the injuries at this point due to the fact that he got transported before we made arrival, but the injuries were extended enough that it was fatal.
The owner of Shaw's had mentioned that I guess he was known to sort of work by himself. Is that what you guys?
That's something we're still investigating. We haven't been able to speak to the owner or any of the other employees with the company. That would be part of our responsibility as well as OSHA.
But he was working by himself today.
We were being advised that he was working alone in the backyard.
With Shaw's Tree Service?
That again has not been verified, but he is working for a local company with stump removal.
Do you know how long he's been with the company?
I do not know that question.
Do you know how long he was trapped?
That I do not know. I know he immediately started screaming out for help, which one of the residents of the house heard. They came out, found him trapped underneath the equipment, and contacted emergency.
Has next of kin been notified?
At this point, detectives are at the hospital. Next of kin is there, and they're working on making next of kin.
With the amount of debris, I mean, obviously, maybe the tree company dropped this tree over the weekend, and he was just here cleaning up the stump.
I don't know if it was just maintenance from the residents wanting to get rid of the trees or not. They obviously hired the company to come out, and they were removing the tree stumps from the debris that's out on the roadway.
Is this something that's typically done?
How long did it take for firefighters to get him out?
I do not know the exact time frame. They got out as fast as possible.
Is this work that's typically done by one employee usually?
That I cannot answer. I'm not sure what their protocol is. I do know that the machinery is a large tree stump grinder, however, it is remote controlled.
Do we know the cause of it tipping over? Like what caused it to tip over?
Do not know. That will be part of the investigation with us and OSHA to figure out if it could have been just the ground gave away. We do not know at this point.
Tip over is what occurred?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.